Hello to everyone and welcome to PBA at Noon, our webinars. Today we have Peloton Minerals Corporation. It's a mining company dealing in gold. They're situated in Nevada and in Montana. And with us today is Paul Teodorovici. Paul, go ahead, please.
Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you very much, Sophie. I'm happy to have everybody attend here today. So Peloton Minerals, you see our logo here on the first page here, breaking through the leading edge. And this is an important feature from our company's point of view. This is our forward-looking statement, which all companies have, as you know, so you can take note of that. Then investment highlights. What is Peloton really about? Breaking through the leading edge means that we're looking for projects that can have amazing opportunity for our shareholders. And so in investment highlights, 3 Carlin-style projects, gold projects in the Carlin and Long Canyon gold trends in Nevada. Really worth noting is Nevada is one of the world's most prolific gold producing regions. Per square kilometer, per square mile, nothing comes in the same category as Nevada. It is #1 in that context. So we're also involved in the Virginia City Mining District, and that is in Montana. So all these projects that we're going to be talking about were advanced in 2019, and it is our intention to have them very active in the year 2020. So looking at our board of directors and our management team, John O'Donnell, our chairman, a well-known securities lawyer in Toronto, excellent contacts. Ted Elwood, MBA president and CEO, fine coordinator of activities and long experience in the mining sector, along with Eric Plexman, our CFO, myself, VP Business Development Director, and Richard Capps, a very important senior geologist. We'll be speaking about him later. Then our independent directors who continue with us. Then you have John Childs, who is taking care of our technical side in the state of Montana. So our capital structure, we trade on the CSE under the symbol Prime Minister of Canada, PMC, love 'em or hate 'em. We have shares outstanding at 84 million, fully diluted there. We also trade in on the OTCQB in the United States, which has been a very important move for us. We're seeing volume increase in the United States with shareholders coming from there. And that would be natural because our activities are mainly focused there. This is important to perhaps you as shareholders. The Euro managers who are participants as shareholders in our stock, 15% of shareholders, close holders, that is people watching the company and active in interest of the company, 25%, insiders and directors, another 20%. So it's nicely placed. Looking at this gold production, this cannot be understated. And you see in the notation here on the side, if Nevada were a country, it would be the 4th largest gold producing country in the world. But as it stands, it's a state within the United States and pretty well equal to Canada, coast to coast in gold production. And with gold so much in the news today and the opportunity so present, you can understand why a company like us is busy in Nevada. So here we go with the core projects that are in Nevada. Independence Valley. This is a Carlin-style project right on the Carlin trend. The drill hole from late 2019, 1,140 feet, a very important number here, 345 feet of detectable gold. That was continuous, and 500 feet of hydrothermal alteration. And so this still remains as the only untested rhyolite dome, which we'll speak about in a moment. So very, very important. But in the riders in the pack, so to speak, Golden Trail takes first place. And the reason is it's a gold-silver Carlin style project on the Long Canyon trend, which is the northeastern Nevada gold trend. It was featured in 2015 by the Geologic Society of Nevada. Why is it important right now? Because in late 2019, we intersected detectable gold on a strike length of 300 feet and vertical depth of 65 feet, with 82% of the footage hitting measurable gold. All these holes, incidentally, bottomed in mineralization. So that location that we drilled is open in all directions, strike, width, and depth. Then we moved just a little bit northwest of there to the Texas Canyon. This also is a gold-silver Carlin Trend project. It has many important features that we discovered through the use of our hyperspectral UV technology. We did 20,000 acres of airborne in that area to get these targets. And we're expecting a new 43101 to be available here, perhaps in a month or two. Looking at Nevada here, we can see this is, of course, the Carlin Trend, but this is the Long Canyon Trend, as it is now called. In fact, Newmont sometimes calls it the New Carlin Trend. So here you see Newmont's Long Canyon, one of the lowest 3 or 4 costs to produce per ounce of gold in the world at this time. And so you can see why our Golden Trail in its relative position, in addition to having remarkable similarities to the Long Canyon, becomes a compelling focus for us. And then right beside it, we have the Texas Canyon. And then a little bit further southwest, you have the Carlin Trend and our Independence Valley coming in at this, let's say, the second rider in the group. And this is sitting right on the Carlin Trend. This is a typical example of Independence Valley topography. This is actually the rhyolite dome. These are very, very important structures and have been a part of discovery for many years in Nevada. So looking at that a little bit closer, we see that Independence Valley has 1,160 acres. It's very near the Newmont Long Canyon. And this historical area has been active since the 1840s. So this rhyolite dome, which you saw an actual photograph of a few moments ago, these are considered smoking gun indicators of what could be underneath because of the geological activity that takes place over there. And so it becomes, as we said, a very compelling location. These are some of the other data that you can analyze in your own time. And again, another picture of the untested rhyolite dome, the smoking gun, as it were. Here again, you're seeing a good amount of data that's going to guide us in our 2020 drill program. We have an initial drill program late 2019 with 345-foot continuous gold and silver mineralization, and then another 500 feet of hydrothermal alteration. So this rhyolite dome is a very, very attractive project for us. But back to first place, we have the Golden Trail. This is the one that has remarkable similarity to the Long Canyon. And it perhaps worth mentioning that Long Canyon was taken out by Newmont from Frontier Minerals at $2.3 billion. So these are the kind of projects we are examining. These are the properties that we feel can deliver these kinds of things. And so looking at Golden Trail again, this was featured by the Geological Society of Nevada. It's 100% owned by Peloton. There are no royalties attached to it. It's on that Long Canyon gold trend. And as we mentioned a few moments ago, Newmont acquired Long Canyon from Frontier Mineral for $2.3 billion. And that went on to be one of the most amazing low-cost producers of gold in the world, I think 3rd or 4th at the present time. So Golden Trail shows really important numbers and geological similarities to the Long Canyon. And we know that the majors are always having their eye on projects like us. Looking again at Golden Trail, what do we really have there? Decalcified limestone, highly altered, along the surface, 1,200 or more meters with an associated 30-meter wide alteration package. In other words, a skilled geologist can actually sense that 1,200 meters as they walk across it. And over 900 grab samples. This took place before our drilling, which we completed late in 2019, assaying from anomalous to up to 28 grams of gold per ton. And there again comes the compelling aspect of potential for major discovery. So in those trench samples that took place a while back, you have 13.7 grams of gold in one 5-foot trench, 36.2 grams of silver in another 5-foot trench. And again, the kind of rock that you want to see and that is associated with major discovery. On the second front here, 3.49 grams of gold and 105 grams of silver in another 5-foot continuous trench sample. So what do we want to do? Well, what we've done is an initial program in 2019, 11 drill holes, 300-foot strike length, and we want to follow up on the gold values at surface. It did that, but we want to go even further. These holes in 2019 were drilled in a scissor pattern and a vertical depth of 65 feet and a core length of 110 feet. Please take note of this. 82% of the footage was mineralized above detection rate for gold and silver, with a range of 0.005 and 0.095 ppm, and really good numbers on the silver. The takeaway, all of the holes done in late 2019 bottomed in mineralization. And this mineralization is open in all directions along strength, width, and depth. So you can understand why we want to get busy on this again. Here, we also see important to the gold at or near surface is other data, a very, very large gravity anomaly sitting underneath the Golden Trail. It's so attractive, we want to get back in there. And again, the science that we use, the hyperspectral UV technology, has been part of how we move forward with this project. Then we have Texas Canyon, beautiful area. Texas Canyon is centered on a major boundary fault between two areas here. It is a major Carlin-style hydrothermal anomaly, and it is also 100% owned with no royalties, and it is an 880-acre claim package. So from here forward, what we're looking at with Texas Canyon is that this new 43-101 that's being prepared now is going to help us guide ourselves in the development of this other third project in Elko County, Nevada. Now we move from Nevada up north to the St. Lawrence Silver Bell, and this is an actual photo, fairly recent, of the head frame that exists above one of the two mines. So this is important. The Silver Bell and the St. Lawrence, now we are in a joint venture partnership with Frederick Private Equity. They can earn 75% interest by completing $2 million of exploration. They spent $200,000 in their drill program in the fall of 2019, and they intersected 34.4 grams of gold per ton in one of the vein systems. And of some importance here, these were two mines that were in production. So Frederick decided to go a little further than one of the areas there to see if the mine potential extended, and that's where they got the 34.4 grams of gold per ton. A little bit further off and a little bit deeper. And amazing, between these two head frames, they're 3,600 feet apart, but neither of these companies that ran Silver Bell and St. Lawrence knew of each other, nor did they share any data. So the data as we see it shows that there's some continuity between these two mines. You can see it in the illustration on the bottom right. So historically, what was there? So the records we can get our hands on are 0.15 to 0.52 ounces of gold per ton, and silver grades ranging from 2.7 to 15.6 ounces per ton. Here again, you're seeing the data about that guides us and again reveals what the potential is for us. More of the drilling results, and here's that for us, very important, 34.4 grams of gold per ton. And so naturally, again, a very, very compelling story. So looking at the company, we have an amazing management team. Our burn rate is considerably lower than many, somewhere between 25 and 30,000 monthly. We're in the midst of raising capital, and it's going very, very well. And we want people to understand we're building shareholder value by acquiring exceptional exploration projects, enhancing those projects through managerial experience and technical expertise. And so again, the projects located in jurisdictions with excellent mineral history and rule of law, that of course actually is the standard almost in a sense with Nevada. The 3 gold projects, and gold is so popular and so important for preservation of wealth today, Long Canyon, Gold Trend, and in that area we have the Golden Trail, Independence Valley, and Texas Canyon. We intend to do follow-up exploration on all 3 of these projects, Golden Trail, Independence Valley, Texas Canyon. Again, with Texas Canyon, a new 43-101 technical report. And we also want to see follow up on the 2020 exploration for the St. Lawrence Silver Bell by our joint venture partner. And we have additional project acquisitions or new joint venture partners potentially to come with us. So that gives you a snapshot of PMC. I'm always available to anyone interested in learning more about what we're doing after or before even they take a look at our presentation on the website. Ted Elwood, our CEO, is also ready as well. So that basically describes the company.
Thank you, Paul. That was great. We have a couple of questions for you.
Yes.
So, what effect does COVID-19 have on your operations?
At the present time, there is no effect of COVID on our operations in Nevada. Even if you're out in the field work, there are none anyway, restrictions that is by the government concerning mining. But even if you're out there in a very spread out area, and it's very safe to work in.
Excellent. Then we had another one about why Nevada is so important.
Well, again, looking at what did take place with the Long Canyon, Frontier around 35, 50 cents getting taken out at almost $14 by Newmont. We've seen other projects of similar kind back in the day, not long ago with Arizona, projects starting at 25, 30 cents and being taken out at $6 by other companies. So our focus is making these kind of discoveries in really worthy and compelling areas, because that's what can deliver value to our shareholders, as opposed to being in a long exploration development cycle, which can go from 9, 10 years to 15 years before a result from shareholders. So we're not really convinced that our shareholders want to wait that long, but we want to find something big as soon as we can.
Excellent. And what would happen if the company found a discovery, if there was a discovery in the company right now?
Well, I may have partly answered that question. There is a great need of the majors to add to their gold inventory. So when you're in a fertile area or an area of high prospect as Nevada, the potential is for a major to come in and reward us with a takeout price that could be very high. And that's what we want for our shareholders. And again, it speaks to where we focus and why we're focused in particular in Nevada.
Excellent. Well, Paul, thank you very much. I'll hand it over to Paul Benwell now.
Thanks very much, Paul. That's a great presentation. Sophie and I are also available to take calls or emails from anybody, and we can put you in touch with the right people that can answer the questions that you might have about Peloton. Again, great job, Paul, and thank you so much.